Shalom. Kol Holo Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rahahakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of the globe. My name's Barad DeBall, coming to you from the GMS campus, Indianapolis. And to all those listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom. Especially to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Today, just do a short hit on a few points. I know, of course, the topic of the last 5 days or so has been this California fire. But on top of that, I just wanted to add my 2 cents to a point. Well, I was watching a video, and the title of this is called "Adding Injury to Insult." Adding injury to insult, it says to do or say something that makes a bad situation even worse for someone. All right. So again, hopefully, it's edifying, uplifting, and exhorting to the elect body members of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It says people were forced to work long hours, and to add insult to injury, the company decided not to give pay raises. So just to give some take on that, here's another one. It says add insult to injury. It says act in a way that makes a bad or displeasing situation worse. Actually, a few thoughts that I had in mind, and I actually got one other one that just came, but so let's go ahead and get that. Actually, I'll just speak on it. So we know that the fire department, you had to bring in reinforcements from all over to come fight this fire. And to add injury to insult, the reservoirs and the fire hydrants, the water was very low to the point of depletion. So that wasn't able to assist in very well in the matter. So here's one. It says when the fires started to happen, you then had looters. All right. And so I'm going to click on this one here, this short video. And again, this is just for educational uses, no monetary gain at all, but just educational. And here we go.
A rush to evacuate from the dangerous wildfires, criminals are taking advantage of the chaos. So far, officials have arrested 20 people accused of looting abandoned homes and buildings. Well, today authorities held a press conference promising to hold offenders accountable. More than 180,000 residents are now under evacuation orders, and police are preparing to arrest, they say, anyone who remains in those areas.
So that, again, adding injury to insult. Okay, we're in a land where people are opportunists especially in a bad situation. All right, and the people, let me just get this here, because we're in a land of mourning right now. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So when the righteous will be in authority, everything will be set in its proper order. Things will be dealt in its proper order. We won't have to deal with the things such as losing your home gets flooded, fires breaking out in your home, you having to flee and leave your home. You leave and go several miles away, and now your doors and windows are broken open, but yet you still have valuables and someone coming in to steal them, right? Actually, since that is a thought, let's say this is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19 and 21. So just a thought that come to mind. It says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. So we're in a time that our treasures should be in the heavenly kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. This knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding, placing these things within our spirit, meditating on them day and night, because those are the things that if you had to leave your home for any reason, you could leave the home, but yet you still have the knowledge, the wisdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And praise Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for the brothers that are in California. I know I've seen one video, and I forget his name. I believe he may be an elder, but in California, and he discussed how many of the brothers were, if they were evacuated, they were able to come back to their homes. Very fortunate. Makes me think, had me thinking about the time of Egypt, when, of course, all of Egypt was being plagued, and yet the children of Israel were okay. They were doing all right. I believe that was in Goshen. They were in Goshen. So read further. Verse 20 says, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor dust doeth corrupt, or where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So as you going back to the video, you had looters, right? It says looters target abandoned homes in LA amid California fires, right? See, thieves are breaking in and stealing the physical possessions here. Yahushai, in the scriptures, it tells us that we must be as pilgrims upon the earth, be as though we have not, right? So if you possess businesses, you possess houses, just to name two. There were many that he mentioned. If you had wives, be as though you had none. Family. That any given moment, at any given time, the Lord is preparing the men, the elect of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that one day you could have it, and the next day it could be up in smoke. No pun. Okay. And so that was one that came to mind, the looting. All right. Going back, it says adding injury to insult, to add or say something that makes a bad situation even worse for someone. So the situation of the fire department not having enough water, the situation for looters coming in and looking for, scavenging the land, trying to look for things that they can take. That's one. They have price gouging. It says the price gouging is the act of charging excessive prices for goods or services, especially when demand is high, supply is limited. It is often associated with natural disasters, emergencies, and can negatively impact community. So as that's been another thing that's been in the news, that people have been price gouging. Let me see if I can pull up a quick video. Find something see if I can find a short video. Let's do this one here. Just randomly click.
So a quick heads up. We've recently received reports that price gougers are taking advantage of disaster survivors. Price gouging happens when people unfairly hike the price of essentials such as food, gas, and lodging during emergencies, right when people are at their most vulnerable. Here's the good news. In many places, price gouging is legal during a declared state of emergency, and you can report it if you see it. We've included some critical contact numbers in the comments, so make sure to check them out.
Let me go back because I didn't want, I've seen that and it said Instagram. Wasn't looking for that one. Let's see. All right, well, that was good enough just to show you that at least you had one testimony there, or one person speaking on it. But I actually had this here. It says California Attorney General Rob Bonta warned if people engage in price gouging, looting, or scamming amid the ongoing response to wildfire ablaze in Los Angeles, they are breaking the law and they will be held accountable. Now, there were a lot of water, a lot of food, and I came across a video where people were actually price gouging, and people had got arrested or fined or whatever they do for the penalty thereof. So there were companies and businesses taking advantage of, like I said, a crisis and gaining benefit in the mid of a crisis. And actually, that goes for the saying, and I forget, I don't want to, it was an elite, and that actually quoted the term, and I'm roughly paraphrasing it, where it says, pretty much they make the most benefit as far as money when blood is flowing in the streets. Okay, so this is a scripture I want to get. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 2. Actually, we'll read 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. So if this was a wise kingdom, they would have set this thing a lot more in order. Actually adding injury to insult. The insurance companies 3 or so months prior had canceled everyone's fire insurance in the land. I guess it was said that they wanted to charge higher prices, but again, this was 3 months, and then of course the people not having the foresight and living in the land that that is prone to have wildfires. They felt as though that they would be okay. Let's just leave it there. But 3 months prior, it's been said that the insurance companies started to cancel all of the insurances on wildfires, and then of course 3 months later you have these wildfires. So we'll leave it there. So again, a wise judge would instruct his people. So of course a wise judge, the government of the time, would have at least set up some type of fund or worked some things out, making sure that there were water or whatever for these companies. But of course, a wildfire, that's a lot of money. Now you have millions upon millions of dollar homes, hundreds of $1,000 homes now being destroyed. That could definitely take a company or several companies out of business at the magnitude that this is going, because it's still active and it hasn't slowed down. It's actually been said that it's planning to this upcoming week, going into like the beginning of the week, now into Monday, the winds are going to pick back up. That's what's being predicted. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So, yes, looting, that's the manner of the people of the city. Whether it be looting, price gouging, seeing a crisis situation, and saying, hey, I could benefit. Example, going back, several years back, when you had the C-19, people had to stay in. You had many people that were buying up all of the, cleaning supplies, tissue, buying up, there was something else, but a lot of cleaning supplies and tissues, and then turned around and resold and was reselling it, So this isn't a place that really looks out for you. This is a capitalistic society. Let's look up what that means. Capitalistic society. Okay, capitalist society. Okay, capitalist is an economic system where private individuals or corporations own and control property, and the market determines prices and production. Right? It says. Let me read the second one. It says it's a social order in which private property rights and free market serve as the basis, trade, distribution of goods, and development. So pretty much it's just about, you have people who have private access. They have more money than others. They can buy up certain things. They have private companies, and many of the businesses that were in the land, when they seen that, hey, there's fire, people are going to need more water, let's raise the prices. Which going back leading to not necessarily looking to look out for the people, but to take advantage of the people, especially in their time of need. I got, an example, years ago. It's just like, getting married and preparing for a marriage. When you started calling around to different places, they would say, oh, on the weekend, oh, it's a marriage. Okay, well, because it's a wedding, the price went from renting a space from like $600 to $1,200. And then you also have to use the catering. So those are just to name a few, something that people do, even when it's a time of celebration. Hey, you call a place and you want to get a reservation for a retirement party. It's like 50 people. Oh, well, you have to rent this room and you have to use our catering. And so the prices, and then you have gratuity. So they find different ways, and you have to buy, or the clubs. People will want to go to the clubs and get a VIP. Oh, in order to reserve VIP, you have to have, you have to put down a $300 deposit. And then when you get here, it's going to be, the total is going to be $800. And then on top of that, you have to buy two bottles. And how much are the bottles? The bottles is $150 each, and then and then plus to get in is going to be an additional $10 or $20 per person to come in, and then your VIP area can only sustain a certain amount of, these just some thoughts, of how the companies and people take advantage of people. Again. That is adding injury to insult. To do or say something to make a bad situation worse. But it can also be a situation where people will take advantage and to capitalize on someone's fortune. Okay. And knowing that when you're in that tough situation and you're really trying to buy something or get yourself in a certain position, and people see that you are very much in need, they take complete advantage of it, especially if they can. This is going back to this article, Salaki. That was just, that rant. But the second part of it says he warned victims of the fire at a press conference Saturday about bad actors who seek to use the trauma and the chaos created by the fire for a gain. Okay, see? So this is what capitalism has taught. And like I said, as the judge is, so are the people. Let's go back here, right? It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are the officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. And this is what this society has given us. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city is inhabited. So, unwise king, it's already talks, and have been, I guess, bubblings of conversation and rumors that they were planning to create something different, maybe a smart city of sort. Just throwing it out there. There are many things that are being said. In all cases, these things are still by the hand of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Let me get this Proverbs 20 and 21. Proverbs 20, 21 and 1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Okay, so the king's heart is in the hand of the Most High. All right, and so are each individual's, because it's been said that people were actually setting off fires. One moment. So it was said that people were actually setting off fires as well. Again, taking advantage of a situation, because maybe they were setting fires and probably even had insurance of some sort, and or causing more panic and chaos because they're not in the best position. It could be a plethora of reasons for that. But got a couple more scriptures. Let's get this one. I'll end with this one there. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, or Sirach, chapter 13, verse 23. It says, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and looketh what he saith. They exalt it to the clouds. But if the poor man speaks, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. So, of course, the reason I'm bringing this up is because you had right now in the media, you have several celebrities who've lost their homes. The Palisades was a place of affluency, affluent, rich, wealthy. They started going down the line of, like Gwen Paltrow, Drake, Paris Hilton, just to name a few, even the Kardashians. And so these are ones that people in the world, a lot of people that are in this land, they hold to high regard. And in that high regard and high estate, of course, now they're putting them in the forefront on TV, on social media. They're crying, explaining all the things that they lost. Because back in like about a year or so ago, I think it's about a year ago, they had Hawaii. And when that happened in Hawaii, they then put The Rock and Oprah in the forefront, and they were asking for money. And then people were like, hey, you got billions of dollars. Why don't you put up some of your money? And so there wasn't any sympathy, for those people, because they are rich. But now, people are being set in bad times, and people are starting to get a little wiser and understand that, you have these people that are rich. They tend to be in the know of certain things that are happening. And so they make certain moves and changes in their life in order to, make crisis such as this a little bit easier for them. So, of course, they put them in the forefront to let them know, like, hey, to gain public sympathy. Hey, I lost my home. And, and so a lot of people are going to look to the rich. But yet it's very few and frequent that you're seeing the poor that are put out there. Because of many so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians have lost their homes as well. But, of course, you see they're catapulting and exalting the rich because people will listen to them before they'll listen to the poor man. And, of course, adding to the fact that the prophets have been out on the streets, the highways and the byways, speaking of these things, these calamities to come, and for the people to prepare. And, of course, they don't want to hear us when we speak. And that's okay, because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to move whether people hear or whether they forbear, and whether they believe or not. He's still going to his word is still going to hold true. This is the last scripture. This is the book of Psalms chapter 12 verse 8. It says, the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. So we know that the ones that are exalted, these elite bankers, you have those that run the media, they run Hollywood. They are the ones that run the media, that runs Hollywood. They are they're the ones that are walking. You know, which means in that case, you have everyone else, following the leader. Give me one moment. Yeah. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, or Sirach, chapter 13, verses 23, which actually, it says, when the rich man speak, every man holdeth his tongue, and looketh what he saith. They extolled it to the clouds, but if the rich man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overturn him. So just to bring that back out, and we'll end with that. So I hope that this lesson was edifying, exhorting unto the body. Before I end, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Bahashem, Rahahakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of the globe. And to all those listening and learning, to you, I say, Shalom.